Hello, you lovely, lovely people. Welcome. Today's video is about, I think he's a subscriber. Well, if he's not, he's definitely, uh, like a follower or a watcher of the channel. And his question was, should he be concerned about the police paying him a visit to his house and asking questions and wanting to see documents? Well, I did a video of this and I told him about this. And I said I did a video about a month ago. But anyway, he still wanted me to explain as best as I could. Now, no, you shouldn't be concerned because it happened to me twice now. The last time was about a month ago. 3 weeks, a month ago. Might have been a bit longer. The days just get mixed into one. I can't remember properly. But nothing to be concerned about. What they do, they come, they want to see a passport, and they ask a few questions. When did you come? When do you intend to leave? But, well, for me, I'm a permanent resident. I'm married. I've got no intentions of leaving. And they want to see a passport, okay? Now, you might think, why do I want to see a passport? Well, I think it's me thinking because I know immigration are doing a crackdown on overstayers. So I think it's a double purpose thing. Perhaps just to make sure you are all right, which is good. And the other purpose is just to see your passport and make sure you're not overstaying. All right. Now, with me, when they came to mine this last time, my passport wasn't here because I recently got a new passport and I had to get my 13A transferred. And also, not just that, but you have to get your last entry into the Philippines transferred as well. So my passport was in Manila because I used a company called JRC, and I've used them for all of my visa needs. But anyway, my passport was in Manila. So I said, sorry, sir, but I said, I haven't got my passport. And he said, well, have you got any ID? I said, yeah, I've got my iCard. Yeah, that's fine. And they just took a picture of that, and a picture of you as well. They will probably take a picture of you. And they took a picture of me and my wife, actually, together. And that's the first time they've ever done that. They've normally just taken a picture of me. And they take a picture of your passport as well. And they write it in. And also, they asked my neighbour for a picture of him. And they just take the picture. But because this happened to me, and I made a video about it, and many of you were saying, the police have never been to my house. Like, I checked that out. Go to the police, go to the barangay captain and ask about it. Which I did. I went to the barangay first, and the barangay didn't know anything about it. I thought, so I thought anything that happens in the barangay captain knows about it because he's the father. That's what they call him, the father of the people in that particular barangay, and they kind of know everything. So I went to the police station and I asked, and they said, yes, sir, perfectly normal. And I said, so what's the purpose of it? And he said, it's just community policing. And he said, we have to make sure, or try and make sure, that the foreigners who are staying in these barangays are safe. So it's community policing. It's not a problem at all. But what I would do, and I didn't, I was stupid really, but there was nothing untoward about it. But what I would do, I would certainly ask for ID. I didn't, and they would show you their ID. I think they have to. And don't be concerned if they turn up in plain clothes, because that's the last time and the time before they did. There was 4 or 5 police officers. 2 was in uniform, and the other ones were just plain clothes. Now I think the plain clothes one are more into the investigative side of things, and that might startle you a little bit. It did me. I thought, well, there's only 2 there in uniform, but it's more laxy daisy here, isn't it? I mean, the police are very friendly here. you're in your own country, the police are not very friendly at all. Here they are, they very friendly. It's just the way it happens here. And so I kind of asked as well, when they were here, I said, do you go around to everybody? And they went to my neighbours, and I didn't know who else they went to, but I attended a birthday party last weekend, I believe it was, or the weekend before, I can't remember. And there was like an Australian guy there who lives not far from me, actually. And I asked him, he said, yes, Steve, he says, they did come round to my house as well. Now, I quite like it. I don't dislike it. I don't think it's an inconvenience to me. I quite like it because it just shows that the police are concerned about you. Because I think the last thing that the police would want is anything happening to you and them getting bad press, perhaps, and putting tourists off coming to the Philippines. Because every foreigner that has anything happen to them here, good or bad, we are always high profile. So we are on the TV, we are on, like in the newspapers. And if it's anything bad, like we've been kidnapped or something bad's happened to us, no one wants to hear that, And, if we get kidnapped or something like that, then the authorities from your country would get involved. And no one wants that, especially the person who's being kidnapped. But it's just how it is, people. And that time when Elliot Eastman was kidnapped, I think 3 days after that, the police were at our door and asking was we okay, and I said yeah, and I said who's kidnapped him, and they didn't know at the time, but they had a guess. And they even said then 3 days after, I said, do you think he's alive? They said no, because he's been shot. They said he's probably bled out. And so I think the police were really concerned about us. And at that time, I think I did make a video. They told us, because of where we are, and they didn't know what was going on in the place, only 3 days afterwards, they kind of advised us to move to the city. Because where we are here, we are in the country. We are in fact, we're at the bottom of the mountains. So they said, just for your own safety, move to the city. Which we did for it was only a couple of days we went. I thought, nah, sod this. And then we come back here. But that's just how it is, people, here, and sometimes you've got to remember, anything that happens to a foreigner, whether they're good or bad, and lately it's been foreigners doing bad things, which is not a good thing. But every time something happens to a foreigner, like the last week or something, or whenever it was, 2 Japanese people were shot. The month before that, or 2 months before that, there was a South Korean shot and killed. Now, the South Korean was in a touristy place. He wasn't involved in anything, I don't believe. They robbed him, okay? So they robbed him and shot him. I think he retaliated, trying to get his bag back. And the guy shot him, took his bag, and he died. Now, the 2 Japanese people, I don't know about that. Were they involved in a criminal activity? I don't know. But many killings that does happen, especially to Chinese nationals, they normally involved in something, especially when there's a lot of them get killed together. They normally involved in something, and something has gone wrong, or they've been extorting money from people they shouldn't, the bosses perhaps, and they do get shot. They don't mess around here, people. Life is cheap, like I make a video before. Life is cheap here. And I've been told by local people, you can get someone killed here for very little money. It's how it is. It's how it is. And many people say, I wouldn't go to the Philippines. And it's not for all, but if you're not involved in any criminal fraternity, it's damned unlucky if something happens to you. You're damned unlucky. Elliot Eastman was in a place he shouldn't have been. The police told him. The barangay captain told him. Even his wife's family were looking out for him. Said, look, this is not good. And he was lending money. That's another thing. Don't lend money, people. Don't try and get rich from the poor. It's highly illegal. You're putting yourself on the map and you're making yourself a target. Like I've said many times, keep a low profile. Blend in. as much as you can blend in. And I mean blend in not by the way we look, obviously not, but mix with the local people. Have a beer with the local people. They know more than anything else, so they know where, where you should go, where you shouldn't go. They know. I was at a fiesta, and it was a Pinion Fiesta. I think it was last Friday, a couple of days ago. And many people attend these fiestas. And the guy who invited us, he is the mechanic who fixes my car. And he had a lot of people there. Now, there was an army guy turned up, a sergeant in the army from the battalion here. And I was asking him, about the insurgents, let's just say that. And he said, no. He said there was, but he said now they are very sparse. But he told me the places where not to go. Not here, but further down, Marawi, for an example. Marawi, Iligan, I think I pronounced that correctly. Shogun, these places. And Ipil. Now, I know foreigners do live there, but you make it, Zamboanga City, there's foreigners live there, Cagayan. It's fine, but I think when you are in a more place that's more activity of insurgents, you're putting yourself in a bit more risk, I think. But many people live there and they said, no, it's perfectly fine. I have some subscribers who said, no, it's fine down there, Zamboanga City. It's fine in Iligan. It's fine in Shogun. But I wouldn't. I don't need to go there. I don't need to go there. But if people say to you, especially the police, barangay captains, say, Stephen, don't go there, then take notice of them. Take notice. Because they will know more than you will ever know. Okay? And if the police are visiting you, like one of my subscribers or followers, and he's asking me questions about it, that's why I'm doing this video, for him. And for many other people as well. Don't be concerned, I would kind of embrace it a little bit, because it just shows that the police are concerned about you and they are coming round to make sure you are all right. But ask them, no matter where you are, ask them, where is it not safe to go? Okay? Ask them, is it safe to go here? Is it safe to go there? And they will tell you. They will tell you. Here, they said, in Region 9, which I'm in Region 9, Zamboanga del Norte, they said, it's great, it's foreigner friendly. There are many army barracks here, battalions. And that is a deterrent. Sometimes I haven't seen them for a while. I think the last time I saw the army come down the road in their army wagons, and there was a lot of them. It was just before the elections. It might have been the day of the election, I'm not sure, but it was around about that time. And they just go past, boom, lorry after lorry, maybe 20 or 30 soldiers in each. And I saw the barangay captain shortly after that, and I asked him the reason for that, and he said, no, they just going up into the mountains, and they just making their presence known. So it's a deterrent. It's like when you go into McDonald's here, and when I came here to the Philippines and I saw security with shotguns and sidearms, pistols, outside in McDonald's, in Jollibee, I thought, what the hell have I come to here? It's normal. It's a deterrent. It's a deterrent, okay? You see an armed security guard in McDonald's, it's not someone who might be thinking of robbing it. I'm going to think twice, because he's probably going to get shot and killed. It's a deterrent, people. Now I don't take no notice of it. It's because I'm British, we don't have armed security guards in shops. It's just something we don't have. We have security guards. I think always what they armed with is their bare hands and maybe a baton. I don't know. I haven't took no notice, but I certainly know they haven't got sidearms. But here they do. When you see the Dacia vans turn up with, like at the banks or shops, when they either delivering money or collecting money, there's many guards with guns. Last night, We went out to the boulevard, and I think the mayor was down there. Well, he was down there, and there was a song contest, and they have their own private army, so they employ private army for their protection. And there was these private guards everywhere last night. That's not for us, it's for them, because obviously being into politics in the Philippines, you are high profile, you're high risk. Maybe that's why a lot of politicians here get shot during the elections. It's other politicians in competition, or they don't want competition, so of course, or disgruntled people where that politician has done something bad against them. But that's why you see, and there's always in convoy. It's like the president or the prime minister's traveling somewhere when these governors or mayors or whatever you are traveling. It's always in convoy, and it's normally in these like Hiluxes and vans, these big white Toyota vans with blacked out windows. And you always see the private army sat in the back, with their machine guns. That's protection for them. I don't take no notice of it now, people. It's just something that I'm so used to seeing, and the security guards in the shops are always nice and friendly. I don't take no notice of armed guards anymore. You become used to it. But when you come from a country where you don't see anything like that, it is a bit overwhelming at first. It does take you back. It's like the police visiting your house for the first time here, asking for passports, asking for pictures. It's a bit like, why are they doing this? It's because they are concerned about you, and they're just doing community policing. That's all they do. And so people, when they come, because they will, don't worry about it, because it's just normal, okay? But like I said, ask for ID if you feel a bit maybe unsure. Now, I know a lot of you have these visits from the police, and I know a lot of you don't. Now, I don't know why that is. It could be that particular province or barangay or police in that barangay or municipality aren't concerned. That's fine. And I think it makes a lot of us think, why are they going there and not there? It's just, there will be a reason, but I don't know what it is. But don't be concerned about it, friends. It's just as it is. And like I said, there's probably a double purpose. They're probably checking on the passports and making sure that people are not overstaying. Because I know they are cracking down on that. It's the same as they are cracking down on people in the Philippines with a criminal background. But I think, when I came into the Philippines 8.5 years ago, you had to fill out a card. I think they've abolished that now. I don't know. But and they said criminal records, spent or unspent, convictions that have been. You had to put everything down there. But now I think they're doing checks, because they are getting a bit more high tech now. They are working more with Interpol and things like that. And I know, because I often look at the immigration website on the press release. I often do that. And you see more and more foreigners come into the Philippines not getting through immigration because they're getting stopped. So obviously more records, derogatory records are coming up now. So they are, upgrading systems. And quite right too, because you don't want bad people in the Philippines, do you? Like criminals in the Philippines, where they've served a lot of time for bad crimes. Parking fines, driving fines, or things like that, driving convictions. It's, I don't think they count that. But I think it's a moral, is it turpitude or something? I can't remember the word. But it's things like that. And if you've spent such a time in prison, then you're classed as undesirable. They're not going to let you in. But it is getting tougher. It is. So, I mean, if you've got any background, any form from the past, maybe go to the Philippine embassy in your country and ask them, like, hey, would you get into the country? Because the last thing you want is to come here and get refused entry. And they will probably refuse you because you've got a criminal record and you didn't tell them, you wasn't open about it. And maybe blacklist you, so you wouldn't be able to come back. So if you have got a criminal record and you want to just go to the embassy in your country and just ask them, or email or do whatever. What I'm saying is, find out before you fly, okay? And that's it, people. You know, I'm just answering, you know, the question that I was asked. Should I be concerned about the police coming to your door? No, no. But like I said, ask for ID. And if you're even more concerned, go to the police station and ask them after they've been, you know, was this person at my house? Yes, sir, he was. Yes, perfectly fine. That's it, people. I am going. Have a bit of breakfast and catch you all later. Have a splendid day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye, people.